Hey guys, Christina Ricci. If you want more powers but you really struggle with your ball striking, let's take a look at your club face and your lead wrist. All right, so your lead wrist and your club face are pals. They like to hang out. All right, so the lead wrist controls the club face. All right, so how do you know what your lead wrist is doing? It's really difficult because the swing is going so fast. Well, the best way is to use Hackmotion. All right, so I have it on my wrist right now. I've been training. It's awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just take this off so I can show you flexion and extension. All right, I really like Hackmotion. It's easy. I highly recommend it, especially for newer players. All right, as a newer player, you have more of a blank canvas, so why not get your wrist trained properly right out of the gate? And if you're a more experienced player and you're just struggling year after year with mishits, let's finally change that by focusing on your lead wrist. Did I mention that these two are pals? All right, so flexion, extension. So at the top, a lot of players have a lot of extension. So extension just means cupping. All right, so this is extension, this is flexion. Extension opens the face, flexion closes the face. First, gotta take a look at your grip. All right, so a weak grip, the line created by your thumb and index points to your front shoulder. All right, players that have a weak grip will have more flexion typically at impact, so in the negative numbers. Players that have a stronger grip, where the line points to the back shoulder and you can see a lot of your top of your glove here, you're going to have less flexion at impact. If you overcook it, you're going to close the face. So the strong grip kind of presets the club face square so you don't have to have as much flexion. I personally like a neutral grip where the line points to your midline. All right, that to me feels the best. I like having some flexion there coming through impact. It works really nice with your body pivot. Just everything works in sync. You don't have to go extreme on either end of the fence with a weak grip or a strong grip. But again, everyone's different. All right, so at address, you're going to have more cupping. As you get to the top, you're going to have less. And as you come into impact, you're going to have even less. All right, when you do practice here at home, I like using tees because it simulates to your brain that you're hitting something so you make a real swing. You can also use foam balls, which are great, but with the tees, they don't go as far and you get the same result. All right, well, the other thing I like about the tees is it's straight so you can square your face right at impact, which is awesome. All right, so when you do, you're going to look in the monitor and you're going to see, all right, where am I at address? Cool. Go to the top. All right, I can do that. Come to impact. Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. All right, so it's just a great way to train. When you're doing your rehearsals, especially at impact, you're going to overcook the feels. All right, so my hands are way, way ahead and I have a lot of flexion. When I actually do the real swing, all right, I'm not going to have as much. But you got to overcook the feels to even get a little bit in the real swing. All right, that's smart practice. Overcook the feels. So if you're super cupped at the top, feels super flexed. All right, knowing in the real swing, hopefully if you have a neutral grip, you'll only be within 10 degrees of your dress position and then 20 at impact. All right, just a tip to put it on so you don't have to struggle when you first get this. All right, no thinking, just put it on. You're gonna put it on your glove first. All right, so if you wear a glove, you're gonna put the clip on first. It comes with a handy clip. All right, and then the wire's facing towards the glove, this part. All right, then you're gonna put it on like a wristwatch. All right, put your glove on before you secure it. And that's the easiest way to put it on, I find. All right, and then you got to calibrate. All right, so you're going to press practice, club face control. You can watch the tutorial if you want. I'm going to skip it. You're going to start and you got to calibrate. All right, so this is how I want you to train. All right, so that's 0. Cool. That's negative 29 of flexion, and that's 63 of extension. Oh my goodness. A lot of players are that much extended at the top, and that really opens the face. All right, so let's hit a couple. That's what I love is, so here at address, I'm gonna have a neutral grip here. I have plus 22. Now I'm gonna go to the top of my swing. I have 0, negative 1. I'm gonna rotate into impact, negative 20, negative 19. All right, so impact, I want you to always exaggerate the heck out of it. If you had a stronger grip, you'll have a ton of extension, so that's like 42 of extension with a strong grip. At the top, you're gonna have more extension as well. All right, but relative to address, it's about 10 to 15 off. And as you come into impact, you're gonna be from 0 to 10. All right, so you're gonna be in the plus numbers. All right, you don't wanna be in the negative numbers because you'll close the face. All right, so let's do it. Let's hit some. If you're going to hit tees, you need to create some speed and a little bit of ground impact to get that to pick up. All right, I'm in range. The other thing I like about this, if you're trying to change your grip and you say you're used to having a strong grip, you can see you have too much extension. That's going to remind you, ooh, shoot, I'm changing my grip to more neutral, not strong, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's not crazy extended at address. Check my grip. All right, so the key when you're working with Hackmotion is you want to stay in range from your address position to the top of your swing and impact. You're going to have the most extension at address. You're going to lessen that by about 10 at the top, and you're going to lessen it even more as you get to impact. All right, so that's a good rule of thumb. So when you're training with Hack, you can see the big numbers on the screen. It's so easy. It tells you if you're in range or not. And what I really like is you can do practice swings. You can look at the monitor, and you say, oh, all right, so that's flexion. Okay, negative 7 flexion. Oh, wow, plus 43 extension. All right, so you can really start to paint a picture of what it feels like to have too much cup, neutral flexion. All right, best players in the world, best ball strikers in the world get to the top and they add the flexion as they rotate. All right, that helps to square the face. Where recreational players go off as they have too much cupping at the top, and then they even increase it because they pull the handle down like this, and then the extension increases. So players pull the handle down and that creates even more cupping. So then you got to stall out your body and flip it at the end. All right, newer players as well, and even more experience. I see this in my camp. The release pattern is a conceptual misconception. So players are under the impression that they have to kind of get under it. So their release pattern is like that. All right, and you can look at the lead wrist. What's it doing? It's super cupped. So instead, you want to get to the top and you want to decrease your extension as you rotate, so you have this awesome impact position. All right, so it's really important to, 1, make sure you have a good grip. 2, you're aware of what your wrists are doing in space. So from address, top, and impact, you're gonna have more extension at address, less at the top, and even less at impact. All right, so if you have any questions about this, leave a comment. I'll be sure to answer in future tips.